Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Arthur from CRUST. I play bass and I'm the main vocalist of the band. Guys from Metal Crypt asked me to say a couple of words about music that inspires me. And in this very video, I guess it will be rational not to say about like all the bands that I enjoy, yeah, that I have recently come across with, but those that I find really substantial. And there won't be a huge list like 10 or 15 bands. Probably will be like 4, 5, 6 maybe. So number one for me is my all-time favorite is Pink Floyd. So it's kind of music that is always good, whatever happens, whatever the weather. It's good to listen to them when you feel sad, when you hit the rocky road, or when some really good times are coming your way. So I enjoy listening to them pretty much, especially albums like The Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and The Division Bell. They've been my all-time favorites since my early childhood. I haven't mentioned yet, my father introduced me to music in general. When I was a kid, like 3, 4 years of age, I remember in those days I have some early memories of my life. I remember that our home was always jam-packed with music. My dad always listened to something, and by the way, he keeps listening to something pretty much even today. Yeah, when he spares some free moment, he tries to find some new live gig by Job and a Mess on YouTube or searching for some new albums, some new releases. So Dad also is a fan of Pink Floyd. That's probably why I inherited it from him. Number two is definitely Sepultura, especially Sepultura, early Sepultura, before they parted their ways with Max. Albums like Schizophrenia, Beneath the Remains, Arise, Chaos AD, yeah, it's definitely something special. They give really, it's like it's thrash metal, but I'd like to call it also proto death metal because their sound is really somber, really dim, dark, provides you with some dark atmosphere, and it when I listen to them, it feels like everything they do, everything they sing, is quite sincere. Yeah, it's like true metal. um, Number three is probably it will be Black Sabbath. First three albums is Sacred Trinity. um, there is one moment about it, by the way. Mr. Zakk Wylde has recently re-recorded these three albums, and God bless Mr. Zakk Wylde. He did it the right way. I truly enjoyed all the three re-recorded albums by Zakk Wylde. So it's called Zakk Sabbath. Um, if you're a fan of Black Sabbath and you haven't heard to Zakk Sabbath, definitely put it to your ears because it's a real masterpiece. He did everything just the right way. He even quite often sounds pretty much like young Ozzy, but with a little bit more powerful voice, I guess. So I like his work and truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mr. Zakk Wylde. So another cool stuff is Carpathian Forest, a Norwegian band, especially the two albums. The first, Black Shining Leather, and the second, Strange Old Brew. Um, these two albums in the whole entire black metal stand out for me because they let you understand that you shouldn't be shy to try new and even unexpected things in music. Yeah, so try different things. Be courageous, be courageous, and they combine lots of stuff in their black metal. Some you can find their elements of thrash metal, some hard rock, rock and roll melodies. It's quite cool, but all this stuff is wrapped in this aggressive style of black metal. aggressive atmosphere of black metal. So it's cool. Also, speaking about black metal, it's another really outstanding album. It actually, I find it's I guess for me personally, it's the epitome of all entire black metal. It's Satyricon album that was released in 1991 and called Dark Medieval Times. With especially, yeah, it's very dark, it's very somber, and especially with those flutes and acoustic guitars it gives you, it provides that atmosphere of medieval times. Well, though I've never lived those times, I know how it felt, but pretty much like that. Pretty much like that. I know. I don't know. When I listen to it, I feel some probably coziness or something like that. It feels cozy to listen to Satyricon. So we also have other albums that are also quite cool, but this one is something special for me. I like it through and through, really. What else? Also, I'd like to give you probably a tip, those who are interested, and if you haven't heard about a band like this one, it's an Italian band called Necromas, album called Abyss Calls Life. So as far as I know, this band has 3 albums. The first and the second albums are nothing special, but this one, it's the second actually. The first and the third are nothing special to me, how I see it. But this one is it's a pure example of musicians who definitely think outside the box, because they combine black metal, death metal elements in their music. Also, they add a lot of some acoustic guitar solos. It sounds really melodic. There are experiments with vocals, with backing vocals. Everything sounds quite interesting. So it's sort of an innovation. I strongly recommend Necromas Abyss Calls Life. It's an interesting album. Quite an old one. Was released somewhere in 1995, 98, I guess, something like that. So if you haven't heard of this band, so it's the right time to put them to your ears. Yeah, listen to a couple of songs. So it's my tip. So it's whether you like it or not. So if you like, it's cool. If you don't, then it's not for you. Another band that I would like to advise is this Greek opus called Execration. I guess I pronounced it the right way. And the title of the album is The Inheritors of Pain. So yeah, it's a Greek band, pretty cool one. It's actually death metal, but also you can find there other versatile elements like some doomy elements. Yeah, it's not really fast, so the tempo is quite slow sometimes, or middle tempo songs, something like that. Also a lot of acoustic guitars there in death metal music. Yeah, and it's also, I guess, quite unique. The musical compositions I find pretty intriguing, and they're definitely offbeat. It's not like they try to copy some really popular bands, yeah, who in the mainstream of death metal underground. So Execration, a cool Greek band, and it gave me wings. I remember many years ago I got acquainted with them. It was probably the year 1999 or the year 2000. An uncle of my friends actually brought it to me, and I really enjoyed it. We swapped with CDs those days, and I don't remember what I swapped it for, but Execration definitely plays an important role in my life. And the day I die, at the funeral, please play the first song from this album, and believe me, it will it will take me out of the coffin. Definitely, I get on my feet and walk. So that's actually it. These are albums that play some significant role in my life. They influence the way I see music, I understand music, and also helped me in some times of troubles in my life. So if you haven't heard of them, especially the last two, they are not that much popular. So dedicate some of your time to those guys. They definitely deserve it. So thank you so much for having me. That was Arthur from CRUST. By the way, our new album is recently released. It's called Where Light Fears to Descend. So enjoy listening to that stuff too. At least check it out. So thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Take care.